This is a terror group which runs everything or all its interpretation on the word literal, which means they will do the most literal interpretation and then go about doing things. So, before I speak about this group, I will tell you what does it mean to be so literal. Let us say you write to me for a tarot art reading and I draw and send you this as a guidance. Very clearly, in this guidance, it is suggested that you should take some rest. And if you see the image, the drawing I have done, it's a very uncomfortable position for someone to be on a bed resting. This man is neither lying down nor sitting up, and whichever position he is being drawn is the most uncomfortable. Any person who would see this drawing would understand the one who's drawing is just telling or showing the words, but it's not a perfect drawing. So when it says that you should take some rest, that person would take some rest and not necessarily sit in a fashion or lie down in a fashion the way it is shown in the drawing, because that's the most uncomfortable. Now, let us say what I have said to you gets intruded on by a certain group who are carrying guns, sticks, those canes and whatnot. They come and tell you, no, you cannot just rest in the way you like, or lie down on the bed you like, or rest by watching TV as you like, or going on a walk and then therefore take a rest. You should exactly lie down the way it is shown in the poster. These are not children talking. These are grown up men talking. One, they are intruding in your space by minding your business for you. Two, they are bullies and you should put up a fight. You will put up a fight with them. But what would you do if you are outnumbered and the people who are talking this literal interpretation outnumber you? And they're also gun trotting, the most punishing, don't have much education, don't understand a personal space and why human existence itself is about being happy and let people interpret or do whatever they've been told their way. This is the problem of people who are literal. They start following everything to the last T, forgetting what is it meaning in the spirit to go about doing things, what it means, the power and how important is a smile and happiness for people. One, they are intruding your space. Second, they are bullies. Third, they are carrying a lot of ammunition and will do violence. And fourth, they've appointed themselves as the administrators. Problem is not with this group suddenly starting to terrorize and impose a literal meaning or interpret to the literal and enforce it. Problem is the one who's supplying them money, sending them money, giving them support from the Muslim world. How does this terror group, which has become an administrator, continue to thrive? Somebody in the Muslim world is supporting them very heavily. So, not just the people who are illiterate are dense and literal, it is also the most educated with great money who are dense and literal and send money to them. How would somebody communicate if you were to literally start to put everything into shape? There was this one of my favorite sitcoms, or which I watched a lot on, you know, at some point when I was just taking a break from work and all, was to watch Seinfeld. I loved this whole sitcom to the bits. In one of the episodes, there is this character called Kramer. He goes to the bank, and the bank policy is written, or a board is put on the bank branch, which says that if our customers don't greet you with a hello, ask us for a free coffee. So Kramer, reading that, goes to the branch, and the lady or the man, I don't really remember, but the person behind the desk says a hi to him. Hi, how can I help you? And Kramer says, gotcha. You're supposed to say hello to me and not hi. And he files a complaint. Mind you, this is all supposed to be comedy. But what if the real world starts operating like this and then starts beating you up But you are supposed to say hello, not hi. 5 canes, take it. Prison term, take it. Who's allowing this kind of bulliness and just senselessness about going about things? Somebody very big in the Muslim world. This is not some agenda that I have against the Muslim world. I have enlightenment in Islam as well. I hold spiritually the title of Allah. It is for me to set you on the right path. One of the prayers that I do every day is Sukhmani Sahib. It's a Sikh prayer. And one verse in the prayer says, सच व्यापार करो व्यापारी दरगाह निभे खेप तुम्हारी. O merchant, do your business truthfully, because your statement of accounts will be checked at the mosque. How many people can understand this verse? If you don't understand how to follow things in spirit, you will never understand this verse. And if you are this terrorist group, you will say, okay, the verse says, O merchant, do your business truthfully. Your statement of accounts will be checked at the mosque. This terrorist group will say, let us place a chartered accountant in every mosque. And since a lot of people are coming, we will need more than one chartered accountant. Maybe we will need 10. Maybe we will need 20. Maybe 30. Suddenly the whole world is full of chartered accountants who are sitting in the outside the mosque. Because they are now, as per this terrorist group who is now administrator, as per them, the verse says that every merchant's business account of profit and loss will get checked at the mosque. So we should make a CA sit there and check the statement, and only then they will be allowed inside the mosque. This is not what this verse means. What this verse is saying is, O merchant, do your business truthfully, because your statement of accounts will get checked at the mosque. What it is saying is, after a day's work, whole day's work, one, it is not necessarily just referring to the merchant. It is referring even to salaried people who go to a job. It is talking to everybody who's at work. So when you're literal, you just keep closing in to the point that it doesn't make any sense to anybody. It's starting to hurt people, and you push people away from divine with so much of brutality and such literal translation. What this verse means is that after the day's work, when you will go, and mosque is just a reference point, it's referring to every worship place, that whenever whoever will work or finish day's work and go to the worship place to be with God, divine, and the higher energies, you will go there seeking blessing, asking for a certain guidance, or just to pray, that time your inner voice will speak to you. Today you stole this much money. Today you forgot to tell this to the person. You have not filled your taxes properly. Because your inner voice is always with you whenever you are at work. Or your inner voice will say, very good, you are my true person. You made sure you did the business correctly. You did not overcharge. You did not take advantage of someone. This inner voice will speak to you when you are at the place of worship. And this is what is checking your statement of accounts means. Your inner voice is talking to you and checking your statement of accounts. Your dealings for the day will get checked in the worship place when you will go there seeking God and divine. It will speak to you. Oh, but you did not return this money. Oh, but you lied about this when the benefits were only this. Or it may just praise you, or it may just tell you, but you can go a little bit more soft. This is all inner voice talking to you and checking your statement of accounts. But can this terrorist group understand this? No. They have not received as much education. World over, everybody should be educated to understand what it means to follow things in spirit. When I say that this verse just doesn't refer to mosque and refers to every worship place, is because you should understand Guru Nanak, who's the Sikh Guru, the founder of the religion. He traveled on foot and he was born in what is now Pakistan. Traveling on foot in a Muslim dominated country, he always saw only mosque. So only mosque is showing up in his verse, not because he's only talking about the mosque. He's talking to every worship place. That when you go to the worship place, that is when your conscience will talk to you. That did you do the business truthfully? You don't have to start imposing or placing CAs outside that okay, it's written, everybody's statement of account will get checked after you finish your work, file your bring your sales, your profit, your losses, everything, supply, sell, buy, salary, bring all of those paperwork and somebody will sit and check. No, that's not what it means. But I wouldn't be surprised that's what this terrorist group will start doing. They've forgotten what it means to follow the religion in spirit. Good part of the Muslim world is fed up of them. They don't want them to follow this route. Religion is very beautiful. But do you know how to practice it? Do you know how to make it work for you in a way that you're happy? And it's lifting people up than pushing them or burying them down. Let us say Guru Nanak on foot also landed up in China or Tibet or a Buddhist dominated community where there are only monasteries. Can you write this verse? How he would have written this verse if he was predominantly in a community which is where there are only Buddhists and there are only monasteries? The verse would change to सच व्यापार करो व्यापारी, monastery निभे खेप तुम्हारी. O merchant, do your business truthfully, because your statement of accounts will get checked at the monastery. That's how it will change. Everybody is writing through their experiences. You cannot start making it a very literal interpretation or literal forcing upon on people. Given how much this terrorist group does not understand, I'm completely disappointed with them. And even more so with the Muslim world who are supporting their existence. The verse says, do your business truthfully, because your statement of account will get checked at the worship place. Which means when you will enter the worship place, and not every end of every day, whenever, after 10 days, 15 days, your inner voice will start to speak to you. And that is it. It is giving you an opportunity to improve yourself should you have made a mistake or done something wrong. And when you will refuse to listen to this inner voice, gradually it will stop talking to you. Then there is no point of... So despite you having gone to a worship place and not listening to your inner voice over a period of time, spiritually your attendance will get recorded as absent, that you never came to the worship place. Some people will say, I go to worship place every day all my life. But you neither change, nor do you improve, nor is there voice of conscience speaking to you. You long back started to ignore it, avoid it, and dish it down that I don't want to hear, I'm wrong. If every day you've been killing your inner voice and refusing to become gentle and nice and improve your work ethic, it wouldn't have mattered. The day your inner voice died, it was pointless coming to the worship place, because it just means for 20 years you never came. After 1 year of having killed your inner voice, 19 years you will show as absent. You never came to the worship place. So first, become very, very educated and aware that you cannot be intruding and pushing down your understanding of Islam on people, and not so literal that you made their lives so sufferable. They don't have food to eat. They're stranded. They're dying in poverty. Because you're beating people up for the most literal of things. And you yourself don't know how to run an economy. And it's not happening because one fine day you got rich and you started doing things. You're very heavily supported by the Muslim world. Somebody sending you money, and my disappointment is with them.